Hello everyone. So myself Srikanth here, and today my guest is Raghunandan Kamra. I happen to meet him with a friend of friend and through LinkedIn. So before I introduce him, let's go to the LinkedIn and I'll show his profile. Okay. So Raghunandan Kamra currently he's working in Enchanto. Let's see his profile and his experience. So he has worked as a web analyst in market and markets, then QA engineer, cloud code software, and then he's currently in Enchanto for last 7 years, 10 months. Okay, he's working as a QA manager, and I hope I will try to extract many of the things from his experience for our audience. So over to you, Raghunandan. Can you please introduce yourself shortly?
Okay, hi Shrikant. So from my side, I'm having 10 years of experience in an IT. As of now, as you showed, I am working as a QA manager. It's been a decade like I'm in an IT field. I started my career with the testing. I was a junior tester, then I moved into lead position, then on the production issues to identify the end-to-end scenarios and the pain points of the support team. And then again, I moved as a QA manager role in my current organization.
All right. Okay. So I think it will be a very interesting discussion. So let's start with the discussion. So as usual, so typically this thing I ask to every guest in this podcast. So, uh, what is a typical 2 to 3 takeaway from your career to this QE community? Like what do you want to say? Some guidelines, 1 or 2 guidelines.
From my side, Shrikant, it's like, as I said you, okay, there was a, um, means, I was very curious in finding out the how basically the system works, how you can find out the bugs, and rather than going into happy parts if the system works, I usually focused on the negative parts and used to find out the things. Also, there were a few things like exploring the systems and finding the tools how we can deep dive in the system made me to come at this level.
Okay, okay. So again, some typical questions. So interview preparation. Okay. So because you are at a manager level, and obviously
Mhm.
you have conducted many of the interviews. So what are the typical interview preparation tips you want to give to the people having, let's say, 0 to 2 years experience, uh, let's say 3 to 7 year experience, and maybe lead level 7 and 8 year plus experience. So couple of top 2 to 3 tips for resume and for interview preparation.
Okay, okay. Here for both manual and testing, I always say that interviewer never expect means he never expects memorized definitions. Usually, I have seen that whenever I interviewed any candidates, they memorize the definition and they come to me saying that if this is the definition whenever a question is being asked. Uh, we usually see the thinking of the person, how he thinks. When I interview a candidate, I look for how they analyze the requirements, how they think about the edge cases, and whether they understand the business impacts of it. Also, if I go to the manual tester, it's like manual tester talk about failures and not the happy parts usually. So that's what we see in the manual testing. And if I go in automation, when the scenario is being given to the candidates, we identify what type of scenarios will be able to automate and why it is to be automated, whether it is really needed to be automated. So these are the two different things which we see for manual as well as automation testers. If we go experience wise, For the freshers, I will suggest to understand the concepts. And then, if the concept has been understood, you will be easily able to explain it to the interviewer. When it goes to the experience level, such as 2 to 3 years experience, at that time, the person who is interviewing you, he will usually see whether are you able to understand their systems? Are you able to understand the complete requirements? And he will give you a number of different scenarios, and through which he will be able to identify it. How deep you can understand the system, because when you are experienced, you will first try to break the system.
Yes, correct. Um, so just to add to this, because it's a 7 plus 8 plus years experience as a lead, what about the NFR aspects, performance security? So what are your expectation typically?
So, if you go in non-functional requirements, it should be how the performance can be analyzed of the systems, how they are calculating it, which all tools you guys are using, and how much, till how much extent you are being involved in the automation, or else how much how you are able to guide the team members under you. That is one of the things which I will be suggesting for the leads, and also how you take the team forward with you guys.
Okay, okay. Coming to the next point, upskilling. So obviously, you have to upskill yourself in terms of new technology, new techniques, of new, let's say something in performance, something in security, something in resiliency. So what is, how do you keep yourself upskilled? Uh, you know,
Yes, as we guys are already from the IT background, it's like, yep, in every year to year, we have to upskill up ourselves. We have to learn new things which are in market. Earlier, there was a phase, there was only manual testing was being done. Now it has been moved to automation. In automation, there are n number of tools. You have to identify the tools, which all tools you can use for your side. Um, it's also been seen that, like, yeah, people think that upskilling require time. It's not the case, because many times we have seen that some people come to me saying that you have to upskill, I require time, I don't have time in from my current things or my current tasks which are been there. But yep, if you do it in on the consistency basis, and if you identify, it's not only about upskilling, it's also about how fast you can do the job. Rather than working manually and recurringly on same task, I suggest people to learn the tool and automate it for measure of the thing, so that if your 40% time or 60% time is being saved, then you have more 40% of time in which you can do more things. For manual people, I will suggest they should learn SQL, they should learn API testings so that they can upskill them. And for automation people, I suggest there are a number of tools, such as in market as of now. We have Playwright with TypeScript, JavaScripts, we have Selenium. Those things should be learned by them.
okay. Yeah. So real QE challenges every day, and I know this is the question is there from a very junior person to manager level, and there are daily challenges. Okay. So from your perspective, your experience, what are the typical challenges you face, and then how to overcome that?
Uh, Major of the, as you are also a QA person, so you would also be doing major of the things we fall in unclear requirement. We have the tight deadlines, and also the unstable environment. These are the major challenges which I think everyone from the QA background would have been faced this. Um how to overcome those is like, yep, you should involve team members and yourself on in initial phase, so that team members and you guys are already clear on what all requirements is there, why it is, and what is the pain point of your customers or your clients, so that we will be able to deliver it successfully. And also we will not falling in such a situation where it was known but we have not been given it.
Okay. So, talking about the unstable testing environment, QE environment, or SIT environment, this is the most most common problem for every team on earth, every team. Okay. So so uh,
Yes.
so let's take a simple example. Obviously, whichever project you'll be working, okay, there will be multiple dependencies. Okay, you are working on some X module, X microservice, or X
Mhm.
something, and you have
Mhm.
some dependency on other. And for some reason, for example, very simple, we'll take an authentication example. Okay, so
Mhm.
you're working on one module which needs user authentication, then only you will land on the XYZ page. Okay,
Yeah,
now
right.
authentication service is down and you have to give sign off, or you have to, deliver your deliverables. So now
Mhm.
from your perspective, how to tackle this?
So here there are two perspectives, Shrikant. First perspective is I define my entry and exit criteria. Okay, if I have it like, yep, if authorization is been working and it is my entry criteria, and if it is not available, I will not be going to tell anyone to pick it for our QA processes, for further processes. Uh, Second thing is, but in practical world, this is like, yep, every time entry criteria are not been fulfilled, and we land in such a situation where yes, though entry criteria is not been fulfilled, but still the client is waiting, then we have to think about it. So in that case, we have to also define and find some solution, and we have to work closely with the development team, and might be in the scenario which you have told, we would have also um, we might have also escaped the first entry criteria, like, yep, if authorization is not there, then also it should work, or we will have to bypass it first page, you can say that. Yep, if and that is the only solution which I can think as of now. But still, I will rely on the first thing, that QA will not be entering into or starting its testing phase unless and until entry criteria are not been fulfilled.
Okay, so there is entry criteria, there is exit criteria, and based on that only somebody should initiate the
Should enter in any of the testing phase, yes.
testing phase. Okay, yes. Yeah, one of the other thing is, I mean, based on my experience, is we can, as you said, we can bypass the login thing, authentication thing. We can have a magic token or some secret token, which is like probably sometimes hard coded.
But this is only for our QA environment,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Uh, QA have to, while giving a sign off, QA have to provide the detail that, yep, this is only for the QA phase. And on production, the major of the risk will be handled at that time only. But I
Yeah,
never suggest it.
yeah, I completely agree. And again, this is a situational thing.
Yes.
Production, nobody expects you to sign off if the authentication is not working. I mean, that is a major incident. So, okay, yeah. um, Coming to automation framework design. So obviously, I think at your level, you might have seen a couple of different type of automations, Java, Python, or maybe Playwright something. Um, so, what are the typical things you expect? Uh, a two-year experience or a junior or senior or lead level person can contribute to automation framework.
Of course. So, in this case, Shrikant, to identify any of the automation framework, once you understand your system, how it works, after that only you should find which type of framework is basically you can adopt. Okay, every system works in different way. It has different things. For API, it goes in different way. The things which you have to take care while finding out which automation framework you have to use would be like how much maintenance it would be after you have been developed and been created. Okay, whether the environment which you are using, is it environment friendly? Okay, the code which you are debugging, is it means you can say how you are debugging it, is it easy to debug, which all things you are developing is not much big task, but yep, how much you are able to reuse it, how much really time it will be saving for you. This are to be taken care while defining any of the architecture or any of the tools which you are going to implement. Every environment has different things. Language, it's like, yep, people say that if I learn this language, and uh, for moving forward, how it will be help me in the future. It's like, yep, if you are known to one language, there is not much difficulty in switching you to the other language.
Yeah, yeah. So keeping the trends, that also should be keep in the mind. Keeping
Yes.
Okay, so obviously, if very old language is there, nobody want to use it, and obviously, if that
So in
person,
that case, we will go back to that same thing, like upskilling, right?
huh,
You have to keep yourself upskilling. You have to give yourself a time, and that if you do, you will be able to maintain it.
okay, okay. So yeah, the popular or the stable languages, and obviously you have to upskill yourself for the current needs. And obviously there are many tools in the market, many languages in the market, like Java is there, Python is there, Karate is there, now Playwright is there. So there are many things which are, as you said, whichever.
As of now, in current date, if you go for a tool suggestion, I will suggest Playwright,
Hmm.
in which you can automate UI as well as API testing also. If you need, you can also you use plugin and you can automate your mobile testings also.
Okay, so it is multi multiple uses are there for Playwright.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, right. Um, Next thing is this flaky test. Okay, so mostly this happens in UI, and this is mainly the elements, the HTML elements are the culprit, right? And
They are the productivity killer, you can say.
exactly. Uh,
Okay.
so what is your
Uh,
take on it?
so my takeaway is the flaky test cases that damage the trust on automation. Okay. Whenever I see flaky test case, I see like, is the issue synchronization, data discrepancy? It might happen, or the environment thing is there. There are a number of factors when any test case is flaky. But if any test case is randomly flaky, I prefer deleting it from my scripts or test cases while automating.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Um,
because rather than playing with it, and every time if it is failing, and as I told you, it's damaging my productivity.
yeah. So there is recent trend. Again, we'll talk about the AI ML thing. Uh, Again, it depends how do we adopt it. There's something called as auto healing the elements. The thing is, every release we will store the elements for the HTML part for a particular element. We'll have a list of all those things, and when we want to interact with that particular element, we'll put it in a try catch, and the one which is stable, that we will consider all the time. If that fails, we'll go to the second or third or fourth. So this may increase some time in the execution, but that we can increase at least the automation passing percentage.
Yes, in the initial phase, you can do it. Okay, that you can try to find it out. Of course, whenever any test case gets failed, surely we go debug it. We find out why it has been failed. Okay, we can add those things. We can remove few things. But if it happens usually, okay, every week whenever I see that, yep, even after adding it in try catch block, even after defining multiple things, it is fails, then I prefer to remove it. If it is easy, like, yep, as you said, right, you can add the scenarios, you can add the blocks, and then you can see if it is working. Then we have already provided the solution, then it will be no more flaky, right?
Yeah, so the percentage of flakiness should reduce to a considerable level.
Yes, 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 we can.
Okay, okay. Um, Now, next point is future of QA. Okay, obviously we cannot continue and sustain with the same approach for a longer time. Nowadays there are ready-made tools coming in the market. Some are free, some are paid. Um, uh, let's say GitHub Copilot. Cursor, or many other tools, GitHub, Google Gemini, I mean Google Anti-Gravity, one tool they have launched. So what is your take on it, on the recent tools, and what is your experience?
Mm, See, AI is already change means AI is already changing how we test. Okay, how we create the test cases. So you already told that self-healing locators can also be identified with the AI. Okay, if you use the AI, but AI don't replace the things. It just accelerate your work. Okay. Uh, Yes, the same questions have been asked like, yep, how AI can help and how what are the disadvantages? AI is not something which will take your job, but it is something which will help you to accelerate and do more work. And rather than replace, if you say replacement, then we are not giving him the decision making capability. If you are going giving him the decision making capability, then it is an issue. AI cannot make decisions. Okay, so this is something to accelerate our works. Yes, we have to use AI. We have to use major of our uh, recurring works and manage it with the help of AI.
Yes. Okay. Next point is this low code, no code tools. Okay. So like as I said, GitHub Copilot, Cursor, some Amazon tool is there, and anti-gravity is there. Even there are some plugins in Visual Studio, VS Code, or many other platforms.
Hmm.
So what is your experience? Have you used, or any feedback?
So, low code, no code tool. Uh, if you no code tool basically means you will record it and you will give them the inputs, and then again it will perform the same test cases again. But as of me, like using the AI and using few of the tools. If you go like GitHub, okay, GitHub Copilot, so it will give you a help and it will auto reproduce a code for you with your comments, right? Using those things will be more helpful than any of other like in Playwright you can use them. Cursor AI you can use. It will help you to debug the things. It will help you to give the proper solutions. To create more code, also you can use it. That's it. Like
Okay. So Cursor AI probably you might have used, and that
GitHub
tool.
Copilot and Cursor AI, they are two things which you can use. One, it will give you the proper code,
Mhm.
and the other, it will help you how you can debug it and how you can find the things in it and how you can improve it more.
Okay, okay. Seems interesting. Obviously, I think it's a paid tool, so free version, I don't
Yeah,
think,
they are the paid tools. Yes, yes,
uh,
yes.
free version, I don't think we can explore much, but yes, maybe if somebody has a paid version, they can explore, and obviously they can come up with some points to improve. Okay,
Mhm.
okay. Now, moving on, um, recent trends in QE. Okay, so uh, have you seen what are the trends you have seen, and how do you want to, use it in your day-to-day life? Let's say you're at a manager position or a lead position.
Strategy thinking.
Okay,
Okay.
huh?
So, one of my from my side, I will say things should be strategic because earlier there was only like we used to get the functionality and we used to test it as per functional things only. But now you also have to think strategically how much impact it is going to do and how you can improve those things.
Okay, let's take an example. Let's say shift left or contract-based testing. Which one you are
Hmm.
comfortable? We'll talk on that.
Shift left is
Shift
kind of.
left. Okay, so shift left, do you see this trend is if implemented, how beneficial it is? What are
So see,
the
many on many places, shift left is already been implemented on, and like if you see on the bigger organization level, they have already implemented the shift left. They already have the unit test cases which are already being created, and before it comes to any QA engineer, it helps to maintain the quality. So and it helps to find out the bugs between the different modules, you can say. If any functionality is being developed and it has already been implemented, and all the unit test cases as well as all the prerequisites, they are already been taken care with the developer side, then from the QA side, we can focus directly to end-to-end test scenarios which user is going to work. Okay. It also helps in providing the major of the things break is when it has been integrated of integration of the two different systems. Okay. Nothing breaks in the consolidated mode. So this will help is helping too much if we work on shift left.
okay, okay. Uh, defects. So that is it never stops, no matter
Yeah.
whatever process we follow. So how do you tackle, at your manager level? How do you make it? Of course, we cannot avoid defects. What
Hmm.
any strategy or anything which you think may improve the number of defects or the quality of the defects or early discovery? Or anything you want to say?
So bugs from my perspective, they are not a specific enemy. Okay, repetitive bugs are, you can say. Okay, every bug tell us a story about missing scenario, assumptions which are being done either by product team or by development or by even QA, and the gaps between the communication. So you cannot reduce it to zero. You can minimize it, and to minimize it, you have to take care this at initial phase when the requirement is being gathered. Okay. Such as I told that the first thing was like missing requirements, if there is any missing requirements due to which the bug has been arriving. Second, don't go with the assumption. Many people assume the things. Rather than assuming, you can ask the questions. And third is gap in communication. Make sure your communication has been reached properly. So the goal is not like zero bug. It's like, yep, fewer surprises, you can say.
Okay. Yeah, I can correlate this. I can definitely correlate this. So typically, I'll just tell one scenario. So in one of the project
Hmm.
which I worked is uh, mainly defects are coming from the UI side. Okay, and we talk to developers as a QA that see, it's a mindset. Developer will have a different mindset, and QA will have a different mindset. So we told this will be the typical happy unhappy scenarios. So you can
Hmm.
analyze yourself and you can fix it. But sometimes developer will have some bias, or they may say, why will this happen, this may not be the real case. So what we did through project manager and through management, we told them
Hmm.
to developer, okay, once one person develops the code, that person has to give it to other developer and test it, unit test it, and similarly
Hmm.
vice versa. So what happened is, because it's a perspective thing, they both came up with some internal defects and they did not reach to QA environment. They were resolved within themselves. Okay, that were not,
Hmm.
the defect did not come to QA. Okay, because they
Hmm.
internally discuss and they internally find out, okay, this might be defect on UI. So instead of QA telling them, two developer talk to each other and the defects were reduced. So this could be a good initiative for
Yeah,
defects.
it can be if a developer and developer rich, but in this case, you see, very few developers are client centric, you can say, like, yep, they should also know how your client works. Okay. If you are aware that how your client works and what is the real requirement of the product, you here you can also take the help of product also. That whether this situation have we tackled, if we have not tackled it, then somehow we will have to tackle it. Everyone's opinion is it gives some inputs.
Yeah. Yeah, again, it's a perspective. Everybody has a different perspective. Product owner,
Yep,
PM.
everyone has process. Few will see, like, even we have seen that, yep, when QA comes to developer and developer saying that, yep, this is a bug, and developer give us their perspective that why it cannot be a bug.
Exactly, exactly. That's
The
why our
same can happen vice versa.
yes, yes. That's why our podcast is perspective podcast. So it's a perspective thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In the interest
So
of time,
we should not rely. Basically, I never say that yes, if QA is there and you are only the quality gate. Of course, everyone has their own assumptions. Everyone has their own perspective. If you communicate, you discuss it, you get the solutions, and you will be able to overcome with it on the earlier basis or fast. You can say
exactly,
decision making is also very important here because
exactly,
we have lack of ownership many times seen that who will be taking the ownership if we are taking this decision. So at that time, you also have to take the ownership.
okay, okay. Now, in the interest of time, let's talk very quickly. Typical other things. So, we'll talk about the fourth point. High or low moments in your career. So, as a takeaway from this podcast, what do you want to highlight, and what is the takeaway?
So see, high moments for me were building a strong capability, uh, preventing major production issues, and also seeking the people's growth. So we have to also think about the people who are working with us, how they can grow. We have to take care of the major incidents which should be not occur on productions, and also the team bonding should be quite strong. So these were very high moments and very, like, you can say, moments for me in my career till date. If you stop something, it's like, yep, you feel very happy for it. Low moments like production failure, uh,
Yes.
burnout of complete team, might be anything from the reasons which I have told, requirement miss or anything. And third is like stakeholder conversations. Very tough time for the conversation with the stakeholder. You have to explain each and everything. Uh, every low moment made me like, you can say, better risk assessor and a leader in my life. If you take the responsibility and you provide the solutions, you go forward, it's okay. It helps you in growing only.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So
whenever you get this low moments, you learn more than your day-to-day life.
yes, I mean, obviously, there will be low moments in everybody's career. We should learn from it and then move on.
Right.
Mm. On the same line, just one tangent to this. So let's say there is some issue. So how do you?
Mm-hmm.
There is some production issue which we could not anticipate, or because of some reason it is occurring. So how do you explain this to stakeholders? Let's say a typical. How do you explain it to stakeholders?
How do you explain it to stakeholder? So see, if you provide a complete visibility, like what happened, what was the cause, you get the proper root cause. If it is a requirement miss, whether it is a QA miss, of course, every time it cannot be a requirement miss. It can be a QMS also, because sometimes it happens that people assume something else and we lie into something else. So if you give complete visibility to these stakeholders, I have not seen a much challenge. But if it comes to a stakeholder in such a way that it should not be a surprise for them. That's it. Time to time updating is one of the solution.
Okay.
Then it will never, you will never fall in a situation because for me, just to update, if you update it time to time, then it's not a big challenge.
Okay.
Because stakeholders I have seen, they hate surprises.
I was coming to
It's
that point
really that.
only.
If they are known from starting, it's like you are making easy your life as well as your stakeholders' life, and you are keeping your team also safe.
Yeah, I was coming to the same point that, let's say we are making one release. Okay, we are releasing, let's say, 2 to 3 features, and let's say we have
Hmm.
30 test cases, out of which,
Hmm.
let's say, critical and high are passing, and for, let's say, out of 30, let's say, two are failing, maybe low priority or something. Okay, maybe some comma missing, dot missing somewhere, right? So
Hmm.
if this, we know there is a known failure, we can tell in the stakeholder meeting that
Hmm.
okay, we are releasing, but there is a risk that these two are failing. Stakeholder may say that okay, it's a low priority, so maybe it's okay. But then in production, it becomes a big issue or a medium level issue. Then we are already aware that we have already highlighted it, but because of bandwidth or
Yeah,
because of
so in
reason,
this, you can update this in your sign-off document.
uh,
While doing your sign-off, you can add those points that what were the entry criteria, what were the exist criteria, what all things have we have gone through, what all things have been missed, and at what condition this sign-off was being provided.
exactly, exactly.
If it
Okay.
is already known to them, then there is no issue. Oh, yeah, now if when the production bug comes and now you tell, then it will be a high risk.
Hmm. Okay, so I think in the interest of time, we'll finish it up here. But yeah,
Yeah, sure.
anything you want to say, Raghu, from your side?
No, nothing from my side. I will just tell nowadays it's like testers are being moving towards the QE. We are evolving, everyone should focus on the system, their improvements, their learnings. They should constantly learn the things so that they grow in their career.
Okay. All right. So thank you for your time. And sure, definitely, if time permits, we may have extended podcast. But yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Shrikant. Thank you for your
Yeah.
time as well.
Yeah. And to the audience, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.